Good morning, vinyl community. It's Glen Kellaway coming to you from the basement. How are you? I got to start watching my friend Chris Profi. He's got such a smooth delivery at the start of his videos. I got to kind of come up with something that just is the same all the time. But he always says, if you haven't done so, please push the subscribe button, push the like button, and please comment on my videos. I'd appreciate it. Um, Happy 4th of July to all my friends south of the border. I am just anxiously awaiting for the border to open so I can come down and visit your amazing country. My daughter's living in Orlando, Florida, and I'm anxious as hell to drive down. Hopefully soon. Um, Today, I'm going to talk about my renewed love for the Monkees. Now, half of you are just about ready to click off the button to go to another video. Please don't. Check, listen to what I have to say. So, first of all, just a brief history of the Monkees. You know, it was a TV show that ran from 66 and 67. Um, it was four actors playing a band called the Monkees. Now, they hired uh, Mickey Dolenz to be the drummer. Now, Mickey in his real life was an actor who had a TV show called Circus Boy back in the late 50s. He was a little kid. He was a star of a TV show. And then I think he did some other little acting roles and stuff up until that point. But he also could play guitar, and so he knew a little bit about music. He was not unmusical. Davy Jones was the cute one. Obviously, he was getting all the girls. He was like a Broadway type performer. He would do that kind of music, and he was also more of an actor, like Mickey. The other two guys, Peter Tork, Mike Nesmith, they were musicians who tried out for the part. From what I understand, Bob Rafelson, who was the producer and creator of the Monkees, um, he was friends with Stephen Stills. And there's always these stories that Stephen Stills tried out for the Monkees. Well, kind of. So what happened was Bob went to Steve and said, "Do you know anybody who's got better hair and better teeth than you, but looks like you?" And he said, "Yeah, I got a friend, Peter Tork." So Peter goes in, auditions, and gets the part. Now Peter was a musician. He played banjo, guitar, piano. He was a musician, not an actor. And Mike Nesmith was also a musician, not an actor, and a songwriter. So we had two who were more musician than actor, and two more actor than musician. And all the songs, the genius was in the songs. Don Kirshner was in charge of that. And he got all the people from the Brill building to write all the songs, which because they were great songs. That's what made it. Even though the Monkees didn't play on them, and everybody thought, it's not really a band. Well, they weren't really a band. They were acting, but the first couple albums, and but their vocals were on there, and it was basically the Wrecking Crew in L.A. who was backing up the artist, but Wrecking Crew were backing up all kinds of bands, from the Byrds to the Mamas and the Papas to the Beach Boys. So what's the difference? Anyway, yeah, Carole King wrote songs for the Monkees. Neil Diamond wrote songs for the Monkees. Boyce and Hart wrote a ton of their hits. So they had top-notch songwriters writing top-notch songs that were big hits and big enduring hit songs from the 60s. You know, Daydream Believer and Last Train to Clarksville and Not Your Steppin' Stone. There was a lot of them. So anyway, I was a huge Monkees fan. I was 13 at the time when the show came on, just the right age, and I loved it. I loved the albums. And in '67, they toured up in Toronto. They came to Toronto in April of '67, and I went to see that show. That was my first major concert of my life, big first arena concert. And then, so that's funny because in April, I was just ready to graduate grade 8 and move on to high school. And that summer, So I left grade 8 in June. That summer, Sergeant Pepper came out, and I was introduced to marijuana that summer. Um, then everything started exploding. Man, the music just changed. Jefferson Airplane and Hendrix and the Doors, everything. Just my whole life just went. So, anyway, the point of this video is just to talk about my renewed love and interest and really obsession with the Monkees. I don't know where it came from over the past few months, but I just I can't even think of what it was. But so up until the last recently, what I had of the Monkees was this greatest hits CD, which I played recently, and it sounds like crap. I don't know who. It says it's on Arista Records, made in Germany. I don't know. I listened to a couple songs. I didn't think it sounded very good. European CDs usually think they sound good. So the other thing I had was this. The Monkees original album series. You get those cheapy things for like $20 and they give you a 5. They're the 5 major Monkees albums. The first one, the debut, Hey Hey We're the Monkees, and Last Train to Clarksville. More of the Monkees. This album they put out while the Monkees were on tour. They didn't even know this was coming out, and they were quite upset about it because that's when it kind of the epiphany of going, hey, we need more control over this music. I mean, our vocals are on here. We're part of this. Our faces are on here. We should have more say. So that's when all the fighting started, and which eventually resulted in the end of the show, but resulted in the Monkees going from 4 actors playing a band to being a band. Then they did Headquarters. This was their first album where they actually played the instruments themselves. This is my favorite Monkees album. They brought in a gentleman by the name of Chip Douglas to help and produce the records. Chip Douglas was in the Turtles, and he left the Turtles to take on this job. Mike Nesmith talked him into it, and I just recently watched an interview with Chip, and he was saying how hard a decision it was to make. Do I leave the Turtles, who were just having a big hit with Happy Together, and do I go along with the Monkees? And Mike Nesmith assured him that he would be fine financially if he made the decision, so he made it. This is actually a really good record. There's some great songs on here. Headquarters. Followed by another one of my favorites, Pisces, Aquarius, Capricorn, and Jones. Another album where they're playing their own instruments and they are a band. And the Birds and the Bees and the Monkees. So they were a band by this point. So enough of this, the Monkees were in a band, and it's bullshit. They're a band. So, okay, so that's all I got. And then, I'd say about 2 years ago, I was looking at used CDs, and I came across this. The Monkees' Good Times. This is an album they put out. They recorded together on their 50th anniversary. 2016, I think it came out. I ignored it. I knew it came out, and I thought, how good can that be? But I bought it because it was used and brought it home and listened to it and go, this is like a really good folk rock kind of an album. They even do a song called Wasn't Born to Follow, which was in, the Byrds did in Easy Rider, which I always loved. They do a great version of that. Peter and Davey, Peter was around, Davey was gone by the time this was recorded, and Peter was on his last legs, I think, pretty much, but yeah, this is a really good record. I got it home and I listened to it and I thought, that's not bad. I didn't really play it a lot. And then, like I said, a few couple of months ago, 3 months ago, 4 months ago, I started to get into the Monkees again. It might have been from conversations with Sam St. John because he's a big Mike Nesmith fan, and he might have renewed my interest. And then I know he convinced me to buy this. The Monkees Live, the Mike and Mickey Show. So I picked up the CD, and it is fantastic. What great performances. And Mickey and Mike are in great voice. It's a really, really good album. If you're interested in renewing your interest in the Monkees and you're my age, I would start with this. The Monkees Live, the Mike and Mickey Show. It's freaking awesome. So then I decided I got to start getting some more Nez in my collection. And I had the, well, let me go back. I did have this in my collection. I picked this up used. It's a twofer. They reissued Mike Nesmith's albums as 2-for-1s. So this one had Nevada Fighter, which is his third solo album, and an album called Tantamount to Treason, which is a pretty solid album. I mean, those first three Nesmith albums are so good as country rock albums. So I had that in my collection as well. So then I saw Chris Prophy. He did a review of this album. Mike Nesmith, different drum, the Lost RCA Victor recordings. This is fantastic. It really perked my interest. Thank you, Chris. I ordered this right away, and man, I couldn't get it out of the CD player. I still can't. It's fantastic. Different drum, the Lost RCA recordings. This has kind of demo versions, alternate takes or whatever from their first National Band and second National Band albums, and a few instrumentals on here, which are fine to listen to. They sound good, but I really, really like that. So from there, what the heck did I do next? I started looking for some vinyl. Yes. So I got the first National Band album on vinyl. This is a great record. It just is. The first three, if you're a country rock guy, if you like, or gal, if you like Flying Burrito Brothers and all that era, Sweetheart of the Rodeo and all that, this is fantastic stuff. And Mike is a great songwriter. So this was his first solo album with the first National Band. Then I picked up this, Mike Nesmith and the first National Band, Redux. So it's really just a tribute to the first National Band, all those songs with obviously a new band. Live at the Troubadour from 2018. Fantastic live album. Really good. It's on a label called 7A, which is, if anybody remembers the song Daydream Believer, at the start of the song, Davy Jones jokes around about 7A, and that's where they got the name for the label from, and they do a lot of Monkees reissues and things. So then it was off to find some Monkees vinyl. I found a mint copy of Monkees Headquarters on Discogs. And the guy was in Canada and sent it to me, and he said it was near mint, and he did not lie. Near mint. Not a crackle or a pop on the whole album. And again, that's my favorite Monkees album. I went to a record store a couple of weeks ago in Kingston, Ontario, and looking for more Monkees albums, and I found two. I found more of the Monkees. This one, they're both in excellent shape. I paid $20 a piece for them. But this one is a German pressing. It sounds really good. Really good. I was really impressed with that one. And got my second favorite Monkees album as well Pisces, Aquarius, Capricorn, and Corn and Jones. Again, great quality on the vinyl. RCA stereo. They're not monos. The Monkees albums did come out in monos. Okay, then I got, this was not in chronological order of when I got them, because I got this about 3 weeks ago, a month ago. This album came out, Mickey Dolan sings Nesmith. This album came out a few months ago, and I know Sam St. John picked it up and was raving about it. When I went to get it, it was now out of print. The first pressings were gone. CDs, vinyl, you couldn't get them. You could buy them from Mike and Mickey's websites, but they were like $50 US. By the time I get them up to Canada, it'd be $100 record. So I kept waiting for Amazon to get more stock, and finally they did. $50, and I jumped on it right away. And within a week, they were showing temporarily out of stock again. Now, I believe, as of yesterday, I actually emailed 7A Records and said, hey, I'm really frustrated trying to get a copy of this. I want it. And I got a record back from, or a note back from the company telling me that, hey, it's back in stock now. You should be able to get it at deep discounts or whatever. But I highly recommend this. It's a really nice album. And what a great cover. It's my pick for album of the year so far. We're almost into July. I can't believe any album I'm going to like more. Then the other day, this is the end of it, I bought this. Mike Nesmith's Songs. It is a 12 CD set of all his solo stuff. Fantastic set. I'm just loving this. Now first, a story about Amazon. People slam Amazon. I had this in my Save for Later box. I have probably 25, 30 albums in the Save for Later box, and I keep watching to see if the prices fluctuate. This set you can buy from Mike's website, autographed, for 75 US. So for me, 75 US is $100 Canadian, $30 shipping, and I'm out 140, 150 bucks to get that up here. So it was $130 on Amazon.ca. It went to $129. It just stayed there for like 2 months. It did not move from that price. I thought, okay, that's the price. I'm going to buy it. So I bought it. It arrived on Thursday, July 1st. I've been playing the hell out of it. I'll talk about it in a second. But yesterday, I'm sitting on my couch, and for some reason, I popped it up on Amazon, and it was $86. That's 14 and 30. That's what is that? That's $44 difference in 2 days. So I found a little chat. You can, if you look hard enough on Amazon, you can actually find a way to communicate with them. You can do an online chat, and I got a customer service rep on chat, and I told them what happened. I said, I'm kind of disappointed. They refunded me the difference. $52 with tax. It was like $52 or something, or 50 bucks. So anyway, Amazon's not that bad. There we go. Anyway, back to the box. So we have the first 3 albums. That's called Magnetic South. That's the first one. This is called Loose Salute. That's the second one. And that is Nevada Fighter, the third one. These are all with the First National Band. Fantastic albums. All 3 of them, basically the same type of music, but Mike writes great songs. They are, like I said earlier, if you like country rock, you will love these freaking albums. They're fantastic. Then Michael Nesmith and the second national band, Tantamount to Treason. This was a little bit rockier, maybe, I'm going to say, but still in the country rock vein. Another really good album. This is called, and the hits just keep on coming. Mike Nesmith. I think this one had different drum on it. Anyway, another good one. Um, this is the one that blew me away. The Prison. What a fantastic album this is. This was as there's a book, accompanying book, and I can't remember the title of it. And this was an, a record he made of his songs that have a real different musical landscape than the country rock stuff. It's I don't know how to explain it, but really, really beautiful album. The songs are great. There's a song on here called Marie's Theme, which Mickey does on a beautiful job of on the Dolan Sings Nesmith, and Mike has earlier versions of it where he does it in a country rock vein. This is kind of trippy and but really good. This is a great record. I'd never heard it before, and absolutely blown away. The Prison. There was an accompanying book at the time. Mike wanted the idea was he wanted you to watch the read the book while you listened to this. But then later I've read interviews where he said that was probably a mistake. He wants people to concentrate on the music and concentrate on the book individually. But I highly recommend if you can get a copy of this, The Prison. Really interesting. The rest of the stuff is kind of this is another one that's kind of this is one's tropical campfires. It sounds like you're down on an island or something. That's the music of it is really island like. Standard ranch trash, pretty much your standard ranch trash. The kind of country album. I haven't listened to this one yet. I haven't listened to this yet. There's one, I think it was this one, that almost sounds disco-ish or something. I didn't like it. Didn't like it. Not good, Michael. The Garden was the last one in the set. This is an instrumental album. I'm going to say it's somewhat interesting. It's nothing like, if you listen to a jazz album, you kind of perk up and go, wow, that's pretty cool. It's really nice listen. I'm going to describe it as a great record to listen to while you're reading. That's my thoughts on it. Yeah, so that's my Monkees and Mike Nesmith and Mickey Dolenz and whatever. I'm heavy into it, so yeah, I hope maybe I've created a bit of interest in some of you out there to check some of this stuff out. I highly recommend the Nesmith solo stuff and the Mickey Sings Nesmith album. Yeah, so anyway, I hope everybody has a wonderful day. Peace out. I love you all. Thank you.